Today, we're diving into 7 things that only highly sensitive people experience. So, if you've ever been told that you're too sensitive, that you need to have a thicker skin, that if you feel everything on a very deep level, and if you process everything very thoroughly, if you pause and take note of what's going on before you make your next move, well, maybe you're a highly sensitive person. And if you're not a highly sensitive person yourself, it's good for you to learn about high sensitivity because 20% of the global population are highly sensitive. And so you will probably have at least one person in your life who is highly sensitive. So this video will help you understand them better. And by understanding them better, you will be able to have a better relationship with them. If you want to work with me, my name is Peristu Imami. I'm a life coach to highly sensitive people, and I would love to help you thrive in your life rather than just surviving. You can find a link to my calendar in the description. So let's get into it. Number 1 is we feel emotions on full volume. That means our emotions are like surround sound for us. They run very deeply, and it doesn't matter what the emotion is. It could be happiness, it could be joy, it could be sadness. We feel it to our core. And that's the beauty of it, right? Because that's where our empathy comes from. That's why we have such a strong level of empathy. Number 2 is we have this energy radar where we walk into a room and we can pick up on people's energy. We can pick up on the energy of the room. We can right away know what's going on as far as like what the kind of like the temperature of the room, not like the physical temperature, but just like what's going on with the actual energy in the room, the people in it, just everything that is going on in the room. We can pick up on an energetic level and also on a level where we know what's going on with each person, what are they thinking, what are they feeling. We pick up on a lot of subtleties that many people miss. So this is really great because we can actually, for example, if you're going into a meeting and you pick up on all this information, you can then kind of steer the meeting in the right direction. So if you had a particular agenda for that meeting and you notice what's going on in the room and you realize, oh, that's not a very good agenda for what's happening right now, I need to course correct, you can do that right on the spot, which is really amazing. We pick up on people's moods as well, like people that are in our lives, we pick up on their moods. You could say, how are you doing? And they say, oh, I'm fine. And they may look fine outwardly, but since you can pick up on subtleties and you can pick up on micro changes in their facial expression or body language, you will be able to know whether they're actually fine or not, which is a really great gift to have. Number 3 is overstimulation and overload. So for us, crowded places, loud sounds, bright lights, coarse fabrics, multiple conversation happening all at once. Like if 2 people are talking to you at the same time and they both want your attention and they both want something from you, that for us is very overstimulating and overwhelming, and it's very irritating. So this happens to me all the time with my parents. And to this day, they have not learned not to do that with me. And these type of things can be overstimulating, and it's because we have a very finely tuned nervous system. So we can do something about it. We can balance our nervous system on a daily basis with somatic practice. And this is where I specialize in. So as long as you're doing it on a consistent basis, on a daily basis, and it's part of your daily ritual, then this will really help you kind of overcome that overstimulation or overwhelmment we as highly sensitive people feel. Number 4 is the beauty pause. We notice beauty others overlook. The perfect example is when I was working at Cisco Systems, we went out to lunch. A colleague and I happened to come back from lunch at the same time, got out of our cars and walked towards the building, and we were talking as we were doing that. And I stopped and said, oh my God, isn't it beautiful? The sound of the birds are so beautiful. I wish I could work from out here today because it's such a beautiful day and the birds are chirping and they're just so beautiful. And my colleague stopped and said, what birds are you talking about? So for me, I found this beautiful sound that the birds were making, whereas my colleague, same place, same exact environment, didn't even notice that there were birds singing until I brought it to her attention. So it's these kind of subtleties that we pick up on that many people miss out on. And there's a lot of beauty. Like for example, I might be walking and then I'll see like a raindrop on a leaf, for example, and it looks so beautiful. It's like a painting, and I'll stop and I just admire it. And if I'm with someone, they could care less about it because to them it's not, it's not that big of a deal. Whereas to me, it's like, oh my God, look how beautiful this is just like out in the nature. It's like art just made out of plain nature. So that's so cool, that we notice these things, these beauties in life that many people will just pass by and not even notice. We have this deep processing, which means we process all the information that we are taking in from the moment we wake up to the moment we go to bed. We process everything very thoroughly. And this is really amazing because this is all data points that we're gathering. And not only are we observing them throughout the day and taking it in, but we store it. We store it, and we maybe it'll be something that's useful for us in the future. And a lot of times it is. And then we bring that data back in and to either make decisions or take the next action, or maybe we're working on a project and this information comes in handy. So it's really useful to be able to process things on a very deep level for many things, such as problem solving, such as creative thinking, coming up with ideas or solutions, kind of out of the box thinking and very creative way of thinking. So that's number 5. Number 6 is we have strong reactions to criticism. And this one, a lot of people may think this is not a very good quality to have, but if you understand it, you can kind of have compassion for it. Even if you don't end up fully understanding it, but if you know why it's happening, by understanding, I'm just saying, you understand why this is happening to highly sensitive people, you will be able to have more compassion for them. And the reason that this is happening is because we as highly sensitive people criticize ourselves a lot. We are constantly working on bettering ourselves. We're constantly looking at ways to improve ourselves. And this may not look like criticism because we're just constantly improving ourselves. So for us, it's not a big deal. I don't see it as self-criticism, even though many of the people around me see that. But I don't see it as a self-criticism. What I see is that I'm constantly improving myself. And I want that for myself. I'm a life learner. I want to always be learning, growing, and be a better version of myself. So for me, that's okay that I'm doing that. But then because we work on ourselves so much and we're so self-critical and we're constantly working on improving ourselves, then when someone else comes in and criticizes us, it hits us to our core. It kind of comes back to the empathy and the deep processing and the depth of and the deep emotions. It all is kind of interlocked together, and they impact one another. And so that's why it hurts us so much when someone criticizes. And even if it's a constructive criticism. The other thing is, a lot of people, even when they're giving constructive criticism, they don't know how to deliver it. And since we're very emotional people, when someone delivers something in a harsh way, or even if they think they're not delivering it in a harsh way, but because we pick up on subtleties, we pick up on the minute changes in their body language, in their facial expressions, in their tone of voice, or the way they say something, the use of the words that the type of words that they're using. These all have an impact on us. That's why criticism could come, like we could take that in a very harsh way and get very saddened by it. It's not that we're offended by it, that's not it at all. It's just that it hurts us in a deep way. And then number 7 is deep connection really matters to us. We have a craving for having deep connections. And we don't like superficial conversations. We don't like to talk about things that don't matter, that don't have any impact. We really want to have conversation around things that are very deep, that have an impact on people's lives, that we could learn from, anything that's knowledge-based or anything that has to do with philosophy, humanity, social justice in general. These are topics that we really thrive on and we love talking about them. And so actually a perfect example of this is I went out with a friend who wanted to introduce me to someone who was around my age. And we went out to dinner. It was my first time meeting this person. And right off the bat, we got along so well and we had these amazing conversations about like our clients, and we started talking about very deep topics, you know, like traumas that people are experiencing in their lives, or high sensitivity. What does that mean? How does it show up in different people? Because this person happened to be a highly sensitive person as well. So it was really interesting that we didn't know each other. We're meeting it for the first time. Neither one of us started talking about, oh, you know, what's the weather like? Or like, you know, I don't know, what music do you like? Or like, I don't know, superficial things that don't matter in life really. And then we right away started talking about, you know, like the issues that people are facing and how we can help them, or how we may be able to refer them to people that can help them. Or we were talking about a problem that we both experienced in our lives and how we can, like, started talking about, you know, solutions around that problem. So it was such an amazing conversation. We were together for 5 hours, and that 5 hours flew by. And we both left the conversation or the table feeling so alive because of this amazing conversation that we were experiencing together. Highly sensitive people just need that. You know, we thrive on that. We crave it. We want to be surrounded by people like that, or we just don't want it. We rather not have anyone in our life than to have people in our lives that we can't have deep conversations with, you know, that we can't get past the super level conversations with. So if you recognize any of this in yourself, or all of them in yourself, let me know in the comments. I would love to learn about what your experience is as a highly sensitive person, or if you're not a highly sensitive person but you have a highly sensitive person in your life, tell me about them. You know, what is it your experience being a non-highly sensitive person? You know, what are your observations about your highly sensitive friend? And yeah, if you want to work with me on a one-on-one basis, I would love to do that. I love helping highly sensitive people go from surviving in their life to thriving in their life. If that's you, click on the link in the description and book a complimentary session with me. And if this video resonated with you, please subscribe to my channel, like the video, and I will see you in the next video.